They say life has a way of delivering surprises, both good and bad. For him, the day began with excitement, a shiny new car, a reward for years of hard work. But that car would soon become the stage for a nightmare he never saw coming. It was just another late shift at the store, the kind where time seemed to stretch endlessly. The fluorescent lights hummed softly as the clock crept closer to midnight, and the parking lot outside lay eerily silent, under the dim glow of a flickering streetlight. With the last task of the day complete, he made his way to the car. The lot was quiet, almost too quiet, distracted by his phone. He didn't notice the faint rustling in the nearby bushes, or the eyes that followed his every move. The engine purred softly as he drove into the night. Then, it hit him, a stench so foul it clawed at his senses. He reached for an air freshener, but no amount of spray could mask the putrid odor that seemed to seep from the very fabric of the car. The road was empty, illuminated only by the weak glow of his headlights. The car jolted violently as he hit a pothole, and for a moment, he thought he felt something shift, something heavy, moving in the backseat. But when he glanced into the rearview mirror, there was nothing. That's when he heard it, a whisper, faint and disembodied, floating from the backseat. Hey, hey, play that song again. I love Huey Lewis. His blood ran cold as he stared into the rearview mirror, his heart pounding. The shadows in the back seemed deeper now, darker. Fear overtook him as he slammed on the brakes. The car screeched to a halt on the side of the highway, his hands gripping the wheel tightly. He turned, and there it was, a shadowy figure rising slowly from the backseat, its form twisted and unnatural. Play it again, single quotes, it giggled, its voice a sick mockery of humanity. Panic turned to chaos as the figure lunged forward, its clawed hands reaching for him. He fought desperately, his screams drowned out by its maniacal laughter. He managed to escape, stumbling out of the car, only to see the back door swing open and the figure step out. Its movements unnervingly human yet entirely wrong. The struggle spilled onto the side of the highway, the man's skeletal frame deceptively strong. He babbled nonsense, his wild eyes glowing faintly in the moonlight. As they fought, the man's hands clawed at the protagonist's face, his strength seemingly inhuman. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. The man stood, his demeanor eerily calm now. He smirked, brushing himself off. "You're okay, kid," he said, his voice dripping with malice. Then he turned and walked toward the woods, vanishing into the shadows as if he had never been there at all. Hours later, he sat in his car, trembling as the engine roared to life. He drove in silence, the terror of the encounter replaying in his mind. The next morning, as he stared at the scratches on his arms in the bathroom mirror, he could still hear that laughter echoing in his ears. Days later, the truth revealed itself. In the grainy CCTV footage, the man emerged from the shadows, slipping into the car without hesitation. He watched in horror as the figure made himself comfortable in the backseat. Waiting. The realization hit like a punch to the gut. He had been hunted. He thought the new car would bring a fresh start, a clean slate. But as he drove out of the dealership, his eyes darted nervously to the backseat. No amount of luxury could erase the memory of that night, or the haunting feeling that someone, somewhere, was still watching.